Okay, this is the problem I'm having with my Canon Rebel T2i. Basically, it is way overexposed in direct sunlight. Only way I can get a good shot during the day is if I'm either parked in the shade underneath the tree. Otherwise, for some reason, it's just extremely bright. So there was a couple video takes that I have done that actually gave me a pretty decent quality. But right now I have the ISO set at 100. It's the f-stop is set to 150. Or no, actually I think it's the aperture. I don't know, I'm new at this too. So the bottom left corner, the number, it's at 50. I think that's the shutter. Yeah, that's the shutter. So shutter's at 50. Now my aperture is at 3.5 right now, but for some reason if I raise it, I'm holding down the AV button and clicking the dial, but if I raise my aperture to about 16, everything else is, including my ISO, I have my settings on manual. Everything else seems to be pretty accurate, even if I zoom in and focus, zoom out, nothing seems to change. But this seems like this is the only possible way I get better video, right, other than the extremely overexposed. Now if I were to go into the menu setting, which I can't while it's recording, go figure, but yeah, so I don't know how this video is going to come out, so I'm going to try a couple different recordings. But yeah, this is a 1080 24 frames per second. I got it on a tripod, and you've seen how overexposed it was just a second ago, which is, I'll bring it back down. But yeah, so it's at 5.6 right now with the ISO of 100, and that's crazy. That's way too overexposed. I don't have any of my automatic features turned on, so other than that, I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out. But I'm raising my ISO right now to, or not my ISO, the f-stop. Okay, see right here, to me in the back of the frame, or on the viewfinder, this is at 10 f-stop, 11, 12, or 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, and I'm sitting directly in front of the sun, and on a bright sunny day. So hopefully that kind of helps with the issue, because I'm kind of irritated the fact that I paid well over $700 for a camera and I can't take it out of the box with the basic standard lens and shoot perfect video. But I guess there's some tweaks, and I guess you have to know what you're doing. So I did a little bit of research, but it just doesn't make sense, because right now my f-stop is at 20, so I kept clicking to the right until it was all the way up to 20, which is ridiculous. But 50, now if I raise my my shutter speed, which is now at 30 frames, or lower it, I should say, 30 frames a second, I'm still at 24p, and then here's 40 frames a second. I'm also having an issue with, while moving, I'm getting a lot of blur on subjects. So this is another thing I'm trying to figure out. This is 50 frames for shutter speed, 60, and I know they say you're supposed to double it, but I have it correctly set and I'm still getting a lot of blur in my images, such as somebody running or moving. There's a lot of it looks almost like a dual image following. Not all the time, but this is 80 on my shutter speed. So, and it looks like the image is almost getting darker too, so I want to lower my f-stop some. I got it set at 13 and this is 24p, 80 frames a second, or the shutter speed is at 80. ISO is still 100. Now let's try 125. This is 125 on the shutter speed, and my f-stop is going to be set to 8.0. Now I can tell right now that it already looks like this might be too, I might be getting overexposed just from the viewfinder. So, oops, 125, and I'm gonna try 10 for the f-stop. So I'm at 125. It's my shutter speed. Still sitting in direct sun, and yeah. So I'm gonna use this test video and post it up on YouTube, and hopefully we can figure out what's going on here. Now I'm going to change my settings over to automatic and see what the difference is. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here I switched everything on, including auto peripheral illumination corrector or something. That's enabled. I switched over, I forget the names of these stuff. The optimizer, that's enabled, and this is automatic. I don't know what the ISO setting is. It's not allowing me to bring it up. Menu, okay. So it's just showing the frames. But it does show that it is shooting in bright sun a -1 on the little dial meter near the bottom, but this is in automatic mode, so it's at a -1. I can't press anything else to tell me what the settings are, but this is automatic. Only thing that's not on automatic is my lens. So let me switch this to autofocus too. I might as well, and see which one. I don't need my stabilizer on. I'm on a tripod. So yeah, this almost looks pretty darn decent. Almost like what my settings were previously in manual, but I don't know yet. I can't tell, because I'm just looking through the viewfinder, and apparently this viewfinder displays the image incorrectly. So this is automatic, auto mode for the Canon T2i, and hopefully this resolves our issue, everybody, because I'm just as irritated by it as anyone else, even in photography or whatever. Hopefully this is a step up. So this is automatic. Okay, I switched back over to manual. This has got ISO is auto ISO. So, and right now it seems I'm going to lower the frames per second. I don't know why it's that high. This is 50 frames, or the shutter speed is 50, and the aperture f-stop or whatever was at like this high. So this is manual, and let me adjust the f-stop down, because this image is way bright. Now I could keep clicking over. This is at 22 f-stop. ISO is on auto. Still in bright sunlight. Shutter speed is at 50. Now, I don't know what this means, but I was messing around with my settings, and it does have a little D plus next to the ISO auto. I don't know what that exactly is. See, now this is 6400 with my ISO, 32, 1600, 800, 400, 200, and that's that. It won't go to 100 for some reason, so I'm guessing it's because I changed a couple different settings. But now I'm going to lower my f-stop again. So if I lower my f-stop down to like 3.5, super overexposed, and I know you see the difference. So what is this? Somebody, I don't know what is going on. I switched ISO to auto now, and then down to 200. So this is bothersome, as you can see. This is my shutter speed. I'm turning up my shutter speed now, which there should be no reason why I have to do this, but shutter speed is at 200. ISO is at 200. F-stop is at 3.5. And I'm going to turn my shutter speed back down to 50. Raise my f-stop to around 13, and what does it look like? I can't tell if it still looks overexposed or not, so I'm going to raise my f-stop up to like 18 or 20. This is 20. F-stop is 20. Bright daylight. I mean, I don't know what else to do, so hopefully this is a good video footage for helping people that are having issues with the exposure being the video being overly exposed. So sorry it's early in the morning and I had that little mess up, but so yeah, 50 frames a second. Right now I have my f-stop at 20. I don't know why it should be this high. Don't even know what f-stop does. But this looks correct in my viewfinder. I don't know until I actually take it out and try to edit it down. So I'm gonna raise. Oops. I'm going to bring the aperture, or the f-stop, up to 22. One last shot. Video. Remember, it's ISO 200. Shutter speed is at 50. F-stop is at 22. And this is the image I'm getting. So, tell me if that helped. Hope not. Let me know.